Welcome to Cultured Unplugged. We are live on location in New York City, and I'm sitting here with Richard Taylor, and I'm also sitting this brother right here, and we're actually representing Harrison Blake. We're talking about what means the right fit, and I wanted to definitely show off this wonderful blazer that I picked out, customized through Mr. Taylor's Harrison Blake firm, and I wanted to make sure that we touched on that. So real quick, Mr. Taylor, I just kind of wanted to see, what makes the right fit, and but before I even get into that, I wanted to understand a little bit about your background, how you got started.
Yeah, got started as a hobby, a passion project, which I encourage anybody out there. If there's something you're passionate about, you can turn that into a business. So started right at my kitchen table making lapel pins and just expanded the business from there. Now we're doing custom suits.
Yeah, this jacket is fly. I'm just gonna tell you right now, like, this is a nice piece. I feel like this is a nice little brunch situation. I can dress this up in different ways.
Yeah.
And I was just kind of speaking with you, and I kind of seen you in action as well earlier when it comes down to customizations. What do you think would make the right look? What do you think appeals to someone that, when it comes down to getting the vision for the right look?
I'll let Anton take that first. Yeah. Go ahead and dive in, Anton.
I think for us, one of the things we try to do is to qualify our clients. So we try to figure, like, what is the piece for? Is it going to be a rotation piece? Does your job call for you to be dressed up? So you might be a little more conservative. Is it a going out piece? Is it a statement piece, kind of like your piece, right?
Sure.
So it's a beautiful statement piece. So we try to qualify our clients to see what they're going to use the piece for. And then at that point, whether we're going to be a little more flashy or we're going to be a little bit more conservative, that's through the process that we go through with designing the piece, which really is, the most fun part of the process.
One thing you mentioned, Anton, that actually spoke something to me is the flashy piece. Everybody's perception now, especially young men, is to wear certain things that are more so dressed down. You don't really see a whole lot of young brothers wearing, the suits or things like I'll be wearing right now. They might say, "Oh, that's an old man look." So how do we appeal to young men to bring that style back? Why is that even important for young men to dress in this way?
A couple of things to that is, one, self-respect, the image that you project. We all have to just be honest. When you go out into the workforce or whatever the case may be, people judge you based on your appearance, whether we like it or not. So why not put our best foot forward? And also the reaction that you get from other people, as well as from the ladies. Let's just be honest. You go out dressed like this, you turn some heads. Everybody else in sweatpants, hey, who they gonna choose?
Listen to Mr. Taylor, because I will tell you right now, you get a whole lot of head turns. I'm telling you, and I'll also say, smelling good too. So
Right.
It has to match. It has to be the total look. And so I would say I completely agree with you. And it looks. I'll tell you what. Most women, sensible women, what gonna do is gonna look at your shoes first, right? So it starts from the shoes. And I had an experience. I remember, I think I shared with you because you were actually on an episode before.
Yes.
Talking about the first impression, why that matters, why that look actually is important. And you were showcased for Black History Month too. So when it comes down to the details, how important is that detail? Because I've had a situation where I thought I was doing it right, but this guy I worked with, he was my manager. He was looked at me all wrong and said, "Wait a minute, you don't got the monogram, you don't have the stitching wasn't looking right." So I had to check myself on that.
Right.
So when it comes down to the detail, how important is that as far as the look, as far as when you're putting on a suit?
I think the little things are what people see first.
Sure.
A lot of times. So maybe a small detail, contrast stitching, such as you have on your jacket.
I would even say the gem of this.
Oh wow! Yeah, let them see.
I mean, the gem of this is the peacock. Now I chose the peacock look, and I just knew that was gonna be a fly look. Obviously, I had to come with the hat as well.
Yeah.
But it's just one of those things that I'm like, why are more people just like let me go ahead and get that same type of energy. Let me get that same type of look because I would wear this. I would tell you where I wear it. I wear this at brunch. I might pair this, pull this out on like an evening wine tasting or something like that. But I'm more of an old school type of, scene. So it just really depends. So you know, it really depends on the setting, right? As far as
It does depend on the setting, but you know what's nice about when you go with especially a blazer look? You can still do that with jeans if you wanted to,
Sure.
right? Anton,
Yeah,
wouldn't you say that?
Definitely, yeah. Jeans would be a good look. Like you have the loafers on, jeans and a loafer, so you're not going completely casual.
Okay.
The jacket kind of brings you back up. You know, you can go with a polo under that. You got the button-up shirt now, so it's very versatile. Like the piece is versatile. And how do you feel when you put it on? And that's the other thing that I think is really important.
Yeah.
Is that, you know, when you're heading out there, you're trying to look good. How does it make you feel? Like when you have an outfit on that you feel good about, that fits you well,
Sure.
that's pressed and looking good, it boosts your confidence. And that's one of the things we try to stress, that it's not just about having something on, having something on that fits you well, that you're proud of, that you put some thought into, it boosts your confidence to another level. So that's one of the other things that we try to help help our clients to understand, that it's also going to make you feel good. And when you feel good, you can perform better. You're going to feel better about yourself and whatever task you're taking on at that point. So I think that's a good point.
Wonderful. Now, I just remembered also you do virtual consultations to do customizations for anywhere between the suits, the patterns, the type of fabrics. You know, I remember that's a moment ago, was actually seeing you with a client, and you went down into the stitching and, you know, what important as far as the certain spaces on the lapel. You know, I was like blown away. So you're gonna get an experience of that. How long does that process take? You know, somebody wants to go ahead and make that happen for them, and they want to go ahead and say, okay, I need help with the, you know, putting the right, you know, patterns together and whatnot. You know, talking through a process of how long would that take for that client?
Yeah, when a client does that on Zoom, we're happy to meet with them. So anybody out there watching, you want to do the same experience that we're doing here in New York in person this weekend, we can do it on Zoom. We take all the time that you need, within reason, because we don't want this to be a rushed experience. We want it to be a fun and informative experience, and make sure that we're helping. If somebody's a novice, kind of point them in the right direction, give them some pointers. People appreciate that. If you're very experienced, then you know what you want. We just make it happen for you.
Wow, thank you, Mr. Taylor. I really appreciate your time. Listen, I had a great time just being in the presence of you both. It's a pleasure and an honor, not only for Coaching Unplugged, but for brothers out there who want to look their best. Because I'm going to tell you, as they have explained, you can't go out the house looking any kind of way. You just got to be right out the door. So I just appreciate your time, and especially for this trunk show that you're here as well. You kind of wanted to touch on a little bit about that. Is that something you'll have ongoing in the future?
It will be, definitely. So we're in New York this weekend, May 13th through the 15th. But every couple of months, we'll be traveling around the country. We have a special announcement. We'll be going somewhere in July. So stay tuned for that. Follow us on @WearLapelPins, and you'll get the announcement. We may be coming to a city near you.
Awesome. Well, make sure you also subscribe to my YouTube channel at Coaching Unplugged so you get more tips and best interest for best looks right here. Let's stay unplugged. Peace.